What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Movie Mondays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit-chat about everything to do with film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Meehan. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm doing excellent, Connor. Well, I say excellent. My fingers are broken. Because I'll tell you, I've been coding like a madman all day.
Coding like a madman? Is this a weird bit for one of your promotions?
Yeah, we have a bit of admin to do right at the start of the episode here, everyone. But a bit of exciting news is that we now have kind of a central hub for the podcast. A website, you might call it, in the early 90s.
I think the kids are calling them websites these days.
No, kids are calling them webbies.
Oh, sorry.
With a Z. But no, you can go now to heroesforhire.ie, and that's where you can get all of the episodes. Also, really handy to search the episodes, like for, say, Hero or Zero on a Friday. If you want to see if we've ever talked about a character, just fucking type the name into the search bar. It'll be great.
They're all there, boy.
Also, extremely handy, heroesforhire.ie/shop is now a thing. So you can just go there and access all of the t-shirts, hoodies, hats, everything, all the merch that we offer. So it's something we've been working on in the background for a couple of months now. So hopefully people like it, people use it, and let us know what you think as well. If there's any feedback on the site, things you'd like to see added to it as well.
Because we just felt like we've so many episodes, Hero or Zero, Movie Mondays, Weird News. They're all on, say, Podbean or Spotify or iTunes. Sometimes we all know those search engines can be a bit iffy. You're looking for a specific episode. Yeah. So if you just go to the website itself, there's a search bar there, type in a keyword or something you remember from the episode, should pop straight up.
Exactly. And also, we're on all of those platforms. I don't remember signing us up to half of those platforms. It just does it by itself somehow.
Yes. I thought you were also going to bring up the fact that, you know, there was a certain thing called the Oscars that happened last night, Shaun.
The Oscars, you say? Yeah. Surely the most important event in, you know, the film industry, Connor. Surely there's no news coming out of that everyone is memeing about. I feel like
Irish people, we woke up today to just, Twitter was on fire. Now, what I will say is, although objectively funny, in a way, also, I don't feel like I don't want to talk about too much about, you know, the whole violence and the attack.
Man being struck on stage. Look, we don't want to get into it. We don't want to get into it.
We're not that show.
But look, we could talk about who won Best Actor. That's
separate conversation.
Separate conversation. Doesn't have to come up at all.
Hey, did you see Hans Zimmer won for Dune? That's the biggest news from the Oscars I've seen.
Fucking, that's the one that makes me happiest, you know.
But I'll tell you, no, the biggest news coming out of the Oscars, and this is the only time we're going to talk about it, because this is the one... This is worldwide news. This is mainstream news. This is the thing everybody, hot on everybody's lips. Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead won the first ever Oscar Fan Favourite Award. So, I mean, that's pretty good in a year with other movies.
It is. It is, considering, like, that movie was grand, I would say.
Yeah.
Surely it's not a dedicated fan base spamming all of the votes just because of name recognition. Surely that couldn't be anything.
Well, it was a year with Dune and Far From Home and, you know, multiple other movies that I would have said would have garnered more of a, you know, a fan favourite kind of tag.
Which is a more fan favourite seminal moment in, say, quote unquote comic book movies? The Flash running quite quick, or all three Spider-Men meeting up for the first time? I mean, which one would you vote for yourself? Anyway.
No, it was Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, Shaun, not Zack Snyder's Justice League.
No, Army of the Dead won fan favourite, but best film moment was the Flash running quite quick in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
And I mean, it was done better in Justice League Unlimited, but we're not going to get into that.
We're not going to get into that. We're not talking about the Oscars at all.
It's a good... That's our very quick 5-minute review of the Oscars. Isn't that weird that thing happened? But also, Hans Zimmer, fair folks to you, lad.
In terms of titling this episode, Oscars 2022 Roundup, that'd be a great title. We're not going to use it.
It just makes me stress. I don't want anyone to do any of that stuff.
No, I don't want to talk about it. I will say, though, last thing on this is that I woke up and the first tweet I saw was, this whole Oscar situation has big pigeon came into the schoolyard energy.
We all don't know what that means, but we know what that means.
We know
Shaun.
what that means. We all know how it feels.
So we are going to get back to our regularly scheduled programming. I know they're taking a movie show. They're not talking about the Oscars, but at the same time, I mean, I feel like if we get into it, it's going to take like an hour. And
that's the thing. And we have other news from other weeks to talk about still.
Exactly. We must also say that we have a Patreon if you want to head on over there. But more importantly, you can give us the most support just giving this episode a like and review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. Half of them we don't know we're signed up to, but we're probably on them.
But let us know which one you're listening on and give us an like. Give us an like there. Also, one last thing on Patreon. X-Men The Last Stand review coming out tomorrow. For everyone.
That's the third one.
That's the third one. The third X-Men film of the original. And third, and presumably they intended it to be the last X-Men film.
I hope so. So we're moving into our proper news this week, Shaun, because we start off with a piece of news, or a rumour, I suppose, from last week that we didn't quite get to. And It's about Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, as he may be appearing, a new rumour has suggested, in Moon Knight, the show that is coming to Disney Plus, Shaun.
Interesting.
Yes.
In what capacity, I wonder? Because
I don't know, because I suppose, to me, Moon Knight and the Hulk would never really cross in the comics.
No, but the Hulk, from what we've seen at the end of Shang-Chi, seems to be on like a recruiting drive at the minute. So maybe this super-powered vigilante pops up and Hulk is like, okay, I'll go and chat to him. Maybe it's that kind of situation.
I suppose he's taking over from Nick Fury, who's no longer around.
Yeah, he's not dead, he's just in space, yeah. So
I wasn't wrong, Shaun. Was I grammatically wrong?
No, grammatically, technically fine, Connor.
Technically fine.
But yeah, between this and he's confirmed to be popping up in She-Hulk as well.
That would make more sense, to be fair.
That does make more sense, but I like the idea that because Thor as well is off-world, so he's like the last of the old guard who are kind of still operating as Avengers. It feels like. And
I feel like if one of those originals ever shows up in a project, it immediately lends credibility to that project in some sort of small way. Now, look, Oscar Isaac, I'm sure, is going to be amazing. Moon Knight is a very interesting character just by himself. But I mean, to get people who aren't, super into this world, they're going to be like scrolling through Disney Plus or scrolling through ads on whatever. So like, oh, Hulk is in that show. Oh, I better check that out. I like Bruce Banner.
That's the thing, yeah. It is a hard sell. And they have used Hulk before in marketing to sell a character that maybe hadn't been as popular in recent years.
All you have to do is show Oscar Isaac's Moon Knight doing something weird, doing something cool, and then on the far side, you just have Hulk breaking into the room, and then the reaction shot from Moon Knight like, oh fuck, I'm about to die.
Well, that's the thing, because is he Professor Hulk? Is he back to old school Savage Hulk?
It's hard to write that around. I'm not quite sure. I think he's probably Professor Hulk, surely, if we're going through that timeline.
See, he's Professor Hulk in She-Hulk. We know that much because we've seen that in a teaser. But he's also shows up as just Bruce Banner in that. So he might be able to transform at will or something like that. But I look, those characters, I don't know how many interactions they would have in like the Marvel universe, but in the Moon Knight show, it makes Moon Knight an easier sell to people who don't know about Moon Knight already. It's like, he's got something to do with the Avengers.
But between yourself, myself, and everyone listening to this, Shaun, Moon Knight looks fucking cool anyway. So to be fair,
cool. It looks so cool, and we're getting
the
outfit. First of all, the Egyptian, the bandage costume, excellent. The Mr. Knight white suit costume, flawless. Oscar Isaac looking like himself, flawless.
The two of us both went to that as number 3. It's Oscar Isaac.
It's Oscar Isaac. How can you complain about that, man?
Unless he's Apocalypse, he's gonna kill it. That's the rules. But yeah, look, Moon Knight is going to be having Hulk in the show, which is a pretty cool idea. We don't know if it's going to be for an extended period or if it's maybe just for that one shot that they want of the Hulk being in the same room as Moon Knight.
Maybe breaks into the Avengers.
Yeah, get some extra eyes on the show, because I think it's going to be pretty cool. So, look, I think that we can get Moon Knight some maybe extra eyes, and then also he might join the Avengers if this gets enough views, Shaun.
Yeah, like, I don't think it's going to do poorly, because the amount of money they're putting behind this, they're very confident in it as a property.
Can't be any worse than Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Which was like, and that's like fine, but it's not good.
It's fine, but it has the villains in that show are
paper thin, I would say.
But I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier, they kill it. Very good performances from the lads. But what I'm saying is, maybe if this show had a villain that made sense, I think it could go a long way.
Maybe if I knew anything about the villains and their motives. Yeah.
What I want is every series to have the worst killers, but everyone in the world is like, they're such good people. They're such good people, and they just have them decapitating.
Aren't they noble? They just blew up an orphanage, but for the right reasons.
For the right reasons. They seem like good people. So, Shaun, we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this involves a sequel to a movie that I know you were excited about seeing. Godzilla vs. Kong was a movie that came out last year. Not a lot of people remember it.
No. Kong has that fight, but whatever.
I think it was I think that might have been the first movie back in cinemas when they first opened back up.
I think so. There was a weird Gerard Butler one that he was convinced was going to save cinema.
What's it called? Greenland. Was it called Greenland?
I think something like that, yeah. And that did not do well. But then Godzilla came out and everyone was like, oh, okay, cool. And that did fine.
And I mean, it was batshit insane. Didn't make any sense. They fought for a bit and then of course there's a bigger villain. They did the Batman versus Superman. And so you're thinking there's a sequel planned already. I mean, because that one made a bit of money, Shaun. So what are they going to do for the sequel? They can't call it Godzilla versus Kong. They've made up. They're now friends against Mecha Godzilla. What were we to do?
What if we have a Mecha Kong? Is that something
Mecha Kong. I could one up that because Godzilla vs. Kong sequel reportedly has working title of Son of Kong.
Oh! So wait, they're fighting the Son of Kong?
I assume Kong has a son, and the son is from a very early age is taught Godzilla's a bastard. That lad's a bastard, and he's me and him fought for years. And Jiz, when you grow up, I want you to kick the shit out of his son.
But is Kong where's the other big lady gorilla at then?
It's an immaculate conception, I think, kind of idea.
Yeah, but Kong's the only...
It's a normal-sized woman.
That's horrifying, Connor.
Fight Godzilla, little baby.
What if... Okay, presumably it's a clone of King Kong. Like, it's made from his DNA.
Be funny if it wasn't,
in a lab. And it would be funny if it wasn't. But what's the point of this, though? Because we've established both King Kong and Godzilla are just pretty good dudes.
Yeah.
As far as monsters go.
Yeah, so I mean, at the same time, though, you've got a series of movies here. There's potential, there's lots of money on the table.
No, that only works, though, if there's more than two main characters.
Son of the Son of Kong, next one. Son of the Son of the Son of Kong. I mean...
Where does Godzilla fit into that? What happened to Big Kong?
Big Kong's retired. Oh, it's like the all the Wahlbergs or all the Baldwins, right? You've got old Baldwin, but he's got several young sons, so he's going to set them out into the world, and it'll be Godzilla versus like an older Godzilla, like he's in his 50s or 60s, and now he's being attacked by like 4 young Kongs who are just hanging out with him. It's a swarm situation.
Wasn't Godzilla born during atom bomb testing in the 50s, though? So he's already like 70. But he's also a big lizard.
But you forget, King Kong and Godzilla make loads of money. So what they're going to do is they're just going to keep making these movies.
Regardless of how much sense they make or how little people want them.
Son of Kong is actually a movie from the 1930s.
I thought it was, because we used to have VHSs and there was like a box set of King Kong movies.
I don't think it's going to be a remake of that original film. So this is just the working title of it, because of course they tried to set up their own monster verse with Godzilla and King Kong and all them. So this kind of carries that on. Shaun, where does the story go from here? I can only assume more mecha animals.
Maybe, unless it's like they just go balls to the wall and like they have to fight in the metaverse now. And like Son of Kong has a big VR headset on him.
Son of Kong, Son of Godzilla, but they're like against each other in other means of combat.
Maybe. Like unless they team up like other guys' style, and they have to solve crime. Like the only thing I can think of is that they do the death of King Kong, where he gets shot from the Empire State Building and fucking dies.
Yeah.
And somehow the Son of Kong sees that happen. And Godzilla now has to talk down the kid.
Godzilla becomes the father of the Son of Kong.
He's the new father figure. So
and it's like a Batman-Robin situation.
It's exactly like a Batman-Robin situation.
Yeah, because there was no net in the circus for Kong when he fell off the Empire State Building. He died.
I think you're confused about how Robin's parents died.
They fell off the Empire State Building.
They were shot down by biplanes.
So then you have Godzilla. He doesn't want a kid. And now he's stuck with the Son of Kong. And he's like, you're shit. And then it's like $1 million baby situation. And he trains him up until one day Kong faces the Son of Kong, I should say, not Son actual Kong.
Well, presumably his last name is still Kong.
I could only assume. No, I'm filling in the gaps. Prince Kong. And he gets into a fight, but then the person he's fighting plays dirty, pushes him onto a stool. I can only assume that's the plot of the sequel.
He pushes him onto a biplane that's parked on the ground, and so he dies technically.
Everyone
like
remember where I parked. I'm going in for a coffee.
But that's a lot of emoting for Big Lizard to do, you know? And for Big Ape.
I mean, you could make him a stern lizard. Like, he doesn't show a lot of emotion.
He doesn't show a lot of... But that doesn't mean he's stern, Connor. That means he's incapable of that kind of emotion.
He's never learned how to love. And so he's like looking at this little baby Kong and he's like, I don't know what to do. I mean...
But if you want to expand this world, there's only one logical way to go about it, and you cross it over with Pacific Rim, surely.
I mean, that is... But then who wins?
Humanity?
See, humanity
this is the issue with these Godzilla movies, is that he's established as a protector and like this like equalizer who just like, no, there's too much power in the world.
And a paternal figure to young age.
No, you've put that on the lizard. So like he could like every interaction he has is that he'll have a fight, but then they realise he's on our side, and so they let him go away at the end. Yeah. Like like you can't do that every movie.
I think you can. I think you just keep doing it until someone tells you that like this stops making as much money as it costs to make. Yeah,
it's fine, Connor. I'll be honest, I'm a little baffled as to how people think this is a good idea.
I just wanted to let you know that they're working on the sequel, and it's called Son of Kong, and I feel like we'll have more updates coming up, but I'm excited to see where it goes storyline wise.
I'm more morbidly curious to see where it goes.
I want the whole family tree on either side, and a group of 5 and a group of 5 fight to the death at the end.
Cousin of Son of Kong.
Cousin of son of twice removed Uncle Kong.
Uncle Kong. Well, it'll be Uncle Godzilla, surely.
That's of course. So we're moving on, Shaun, to our next piece of news. Now, we've already spoken about Moon Knight, but what I wanted to bring up this week is some pretty exciting news about the next Marvel project. Because now that Moon Knight is getting created, Miss Marvel, you've got She-Hulk, a lot of cool, interesting ideas for series of characters we probably wouldn't have maybe expected them to do. But of course, with Disney Plus, they could do whatever they want. And
they just need money.
They just need 2 or 3 to hit, and they have a whole new Avengers. So, I mean, why not? But what we've learned is that they are now currently working on a new project for a new character in the Marvel Universe, and that is Nova.
Holy shit!
Marvel is creating a Nova project with the Moon Knight writer.
That's really interesting. Now, look, I can't speak to how Moon Knight is written because it hasn't come out yet.
True.
But Nova as a character is really, really cool. We did a Hero Zero on Nova a while back. Basically, Richard Rider, last kind of, it depends on the version, usually like last survivor of advanced alien race, part of the Nova Corps, kind of a space police kind of a deal, but he has all the knowledge of everyone who was ever in the Nova Corps. So this would be the first Disney Plus Marvel series to really delve into, presumably, more of the space stuff. Am I right there? Aside from Loki.
To me, Nova just is like the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
So like to go into that in terms of a show, or especially a Disney Plus show, that budget, it would be very hard to show it across. They haven't mentioned if it's a movie or a television series, but they are moving forward with the project. Now, I mean, to me, I would assume it's probably a project for Disney Plus. It'd be weird to just have Nova as his own movie, but then again, Eternals have their own movie, so what do we know?
True.
But Nova is a character that, if done right, you have like a brand new, like, fan favourite in there, just built in, because he's a very cool character, like super speed, flight. I mean, he's also, to me, Richard Rider's also a bit younger normally. Like,
yeah, he's usually like a 60. He's Peter Parker in space, basically. That's Nova as a character.
That's your selling point. If you're going to do anything to any studio, like, oh, well, Peter Parker makes a lot of money. Why don't we just do Peter Parker but in space and combine him with Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, that'll definitely happen. And there'll be like, and then Star-Lord is like his Tony Stark.
Yeah, I mean, that what a terrible
influence.
But yeah, I think this got announced this week, and I was like, holy shit, that's actually such a cool idea. But also then I was like, oh, I hope it's done well, because Nova's a character that you could either do this really, really well, or it could be 2010s Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds.
Surely they won't do that again, though. Like, Marvel know how to do their own in-universe space stuff. And there's a lot of stuff going on there at the minute. Like, Nick Fury's in space, Thor and the Guardians are there, the Eternals, some of them took off into space at the end. So,
I mean,
we got Celestials confirmed.
We have seen the Nova Corps already in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
We have. And then Xandar was like obliterated by Thanos. And I think the Russos said that Nova is in that fight at the end of Endgame.
Oh, is he?
Like that? No, I don't know whether they're just fucking with people, but it's an odd thing to do. Well, yeah, apparently he shows up somewhere, but no one has found him.
Right, and I mean, it's one of those where, like, if there is precedent, you could throw him in, but it's as I said, Spider-Man in space. All Kevin Feige has to do is walk in and pitch that and be like, now give me $50 million and we're going to make a series, and we'll see what happens.
Exactly, like, and it's something we definitely. I feel it'll be a series rather than a film, because I don't think they would risk a film on a character that is brand new, really weird buy-in after Eternals did as made as much as little, not as little, but after Eternals performed the way it did, I reckon they would go the series route before a film.
Do you think he'd either appear first in Secret Invasion with the Skrulls or in Guardians 3?
I think he might show up in Thor: Love and Thunder.
I see most of them are set in space now, so you could, like, Captain Marvel sequel is coming out. Like,
yeah, like there's a route in so many films for him to show up in. But I don't know. I like him being as the last survivor of like a police force. I'd love if he was just like, I know this isn't comic accurate, if he was just going around as like a bounty hunter kind of thing, and he interacts with like the Guardians and them.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah. Like a Boba Fett. Like a Mandalorian
Mandalorian.
A Mandalorian. Get Tyke in. He'll write it.
He's not doing nothing else.
What's he doing? Nothing. Who's the man who did the first Iron Man? He's doing nothing these days. Get him
Who
in.
did Thor 1? Get him in.
I think he's busy. I think he's being Poirot.
No, look, I really like Nova as a character, so this is good news as far as I'm concerned. I'm not concerned about it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see if we hear any more like casting. But this is like the first step of they have the writer for Moon Knight. He's moving on. This is the next thing they're working on. They're already moving forward. Yeah. Speaking of, and I feel like there's a bit of Marvel news this week, but I think it's because it's been so DC heavy for the last few weeks with the Batman coming out, that Marvel have now, like, they've been slowly leaking out a few pieces of news with their projects, because the Batman has kind of owned everything for the last month.
Yeah, and early reviews for Morbius are in, and it is not good.
I was meant to actually bring that up. I didn't have a news story, because, like, what are you meant to say? Like, the reviews are bad. But, like...
Terrible.
I mean, it's kind of funny, though, if we're all honest with ourselves.
It's absolutely hilarious. Like, people are saying, oh, it's not as good as Venom 1.
Yeah.
And it's like, that Venom 1 is not great, let's be honest.
Like, that is not a high bar. It's not like, oh, that was world record attempts. That was,
But apparently, like, all of the, all the trailers, and it's like, oh, here's the Daily Bugle with Black Cat news, and here's Spider-Man spray painted on the wall. Apparently, all of that is cut in, like, the main run of the film. There's a tiny bit at the end, maybe.
But Jared Leto is acting. He's an actor, Shaun.
But is he though? Because apparently he's not likeable. CGI's a mess.
I could have told you he wasn't likeable. That was before they turned the cameras on.
He's been unlikable from day one, as far as I'm concerned.
He's the most actoring actor, and he tells you, "I'm acting. I'm serious right now."
But he's been in like one good movie.
What are you talking about? He's
name
acting.
2 good Jared Leto movies. Actually, name 3.
Because he has 2 Oscars, so I was going to...
2 Oscars, yeah. So I probably best not to...
I mean, the third one has to be Suicide Squad.
No. No, it's not.
But he's an actor's actor.
No, he was in Dallas Buyers Club, American Psycho.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And then Zack Snyder's Justice League right at the end.
Honestly, Jared, one of the old favourites of this show. Anyone who's listened to for a while know how we feel about Jared. Just be nice to your co-stars. You're at work.
Yeah, just fucking do your job.
Don't be mean to people.
Don't slap people in the face. That's not on you. That's not on you.
Did you see the clip of Robert Pattinson that he was talking about people who are like getting the character? They're always in character. You never hear that about people who are nice. It's always assholes that they're always in character on set.
Yeah, he hit the nail on the head. Like if you were playing like a saint, be nice to people. Yeah,
just you don't have to be in character all the time. But if you're a murderer who's like a dickhead, you're always like mean to the crew. It's like, come on, dude. Just be nice to the lads holding this. The lad holding the boombox didn't do anything to you. The boombox, the boom mic.
It's fine. If he's holding the boombox,
he's gone wrong. Shaun, speaking of Marvel, as I mentioned, before we got into Morbius, what a movie. It's that Daredevil.
Oh?
He has reportedly landed a reboot at Marvel Studios. Now, this story is a few weeks old. I think this happened like a fortnight, but of course, whenever they go now, we haven't got to talk about it. And I was really excited to hear what your thoughts were on Daredevil reportedly landing a reboot.
I'm really excited about it. Like, is anyone surprised though? Like, I thought as soon as he came back in No Way Home, I'm like, oh, okay, they're running with Daredevil again. Great.
And it's Charlie Cox as Daredevil. Which,
love it.
I mean, I think there would have been the same kind of vibes as if they recast Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I think people just associate that character with that person, and it's kind of like, don't really like that. It'd be like if they recast like Black Widow. Like, wait, but that's the other person who plays them. What are you talking about?
That's it. Like, and like if it's a reboot, because all the Netflix Marvel stuff that recently got added to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So that's going to give people like a primer of that character. The reboot then kind of gives them the freedom to make that stuff even less canon than it currently is. Because, like, New York is built on dragon bones in that series. That's a bit weird and wild. So I think they might amend some of Daredevil's history in the MCU in a reboot series.
In my head, they just look at what they did with Iron Fist and they go, no. And then they just go, we're just going to do Jessica Jones and we're going to do Daredevil. And that's it. And we're just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, keep Jessica Jones season 1. That's probably the best season.
Yeah.
And Daredevil season... Keep all the seasons, but cut out a lot of the bullshit that's in between it.
In season 2, episode 9 to 30, just get rid of them.
Yeah.
And up until that point, it's fine. Just half of season 2 with Punisher.
Did you see all the tweets? And it was, people turning on like Daredevil and Jessica Jones expecting family-friendly Marvel content again.
Actually, that's an interesting follow-up, is that they're talking that it will be PG-13 if they, it's a reboot, so it's going to be PG-13, which is weird to do because they're hardly going to throw it on top of the previous season. So when this comes out, it's Daredevil season 1, I would assume, rather than Daredevil season 4, but that doesn't make any sense.
But they can't go from...
R-rated to PG-13.
No, that's going to be really, really weird. But there's it's weird because there are characters that have carried over from because Mahershala Ali in Luke Cage, he was playing Diamondback.
Yeah.
But now he's playing Blade.
But Wilson Fisk is now in the MCU.
And he has said, Vincent D'Onofrio has said that it's the same character from Daredevil. And then you have the character of Night Nurse, is it Claire Temple? Night Nurse, anyway. Rosario Dawson, but played by in Doctor Strange. Played by, her name escapes me. She's a very, very good actor. Hang on the fly Google here. Night Nurse, Marvel.
We were bound to forget one name. We'd rattled off 5 in a row. It was guaranteed.
We were doing really well, and I knew I didn't know her name. Oh, right. But I kept. You were
relying on me, and I respect that. But you should know better.
Who is Night Nurse in MCU? Rachel McAdams. That's her name.
Jesus Christ.
Rachel McAdams in the MCU.
It's always the obvious ones.
It's always I thought of every name except Rachel McAdams. But there's a lot of stuff that they have to reconcile if they want those same versions of those characters. So I think a reboot is probably the cleanest way of doing it. And just do it kind of from the start, breeze through Daredevil's first year, and then just see what he does in the MCU from
I don't know if I like that. I really don't.
But leave the Netflix stuff up so people get a primer on the character.
But I don't think you can do that. If you have Charlie Cox as Daredevil, that happened to him those 3 years, and they're very good character building things.
True, very true. How do you feel about Loki? Because our Loki died, and then this is a new Loki.
So it's a multiverse Daredevil, is what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe that's a better way of thinking of it. That it's still it's ostensibly the same.
Okay, I can get on I can get on board with that a little bit more, rather than if that's just the same human being and he's not talking about all the shit we've seen him go through, and we had to then redo the same character beats over the whole first season that we did over the previous seasons, and he has to learn to trust his friends and stop being such a hard-headed dickhead. Or me and Punisher, maybe we're not so different. You know what I mean? Would you get John Bernthal back as the Punisher for the PG-13?
So. I don't think you should do Punisher PG-13 because it's not the character.
No.
And Punisher's a tough character to do at the best of times because he is not a hero. He is not a good person.
Yeah, and it's just because we love that actor and he's so good in the role.
Yeah, he captures the role amazingly. So I'd love to see him in it, but I don't think you should do a sanitized version. The Punisher should be over the top and borderline disgusting with the way he acts and behaves.
And so then my follow-up question is the rest of the cast. Are we bringing them all back?
Oh man, I mean, I think you have to, but then it just blurs the lines even further, you know?
It's so confusing because it's a reboot, fully reboot, but it's the same lead actor. I've never seen a reboot with the same lead actor.
No. There's one that I can think of, and it's Sam Raimi's Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So Evil Dead came out and it was a low-budget horror movie, did quite well. So Evil Dead 2 is a remake of Evil Dead 1 with the same cast. But it's the same story.
Okay, so we've got one, but I mean, example. That is so weird to do that. And like do the same cast. Everyone's the exact same, all acting the exact same, but it's a reboot.
Yeah, unless you, like, because it's very strange, because presumably they're, like, Matt Murdock has always existed in the MCU up to the point that we see him in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Because you can't even... Can you use the multiverse excuse? No, it hasn't happened yet.
No, hasn't happened at that point. So, like, that is Matt Murdock. Clearly has all the skills of Daredevil, because he catches that brick and we see that. Clearly is a lawyer. Clearly is blind as well. That's another fact about Daredevil.
Someone write that down.
That's good. Remember that. So, did he go through all of the events that Netflix Daredevil went through, but just a PG-13 version of them?
Oh, there was some bits like season 1 with those chains when he gets absolutely ripped to shreds.
Man, like that man should be dead 5 times over. But at the end when he fucking beats Wilson Fisk in an alley, he
only kicks him a few times.
Do we just say then that this series is just going to be the future events of Daredevil following on from Spider-Man No Way Home?
I think the simplest, cleanest way to do it is to just be like, we come in on year 7 or some shit. All that stuff happened, but it's like 5 years ago. And he's just an older Daredevil who's been in the job for years.
I guess that's the best way of doing it. But then how do you explain the fact that New York collapsed when Iron Fist punched the Dragon Balls?
Shaun, I think it's really important to remember the Defenders was shit.
Yes.
And I think they've looked at that and they've said, that shit, we're not going to do that or even pretend we remember that happened.
So it's the... let's pick and choose.
Yeah. And look, I'm willing to forgive that because the ending of that series of The Defenders is just Iron Fist being told, if you punch this wall, it'll set off the destruction of New York. And him going, I'll never punch the wall. And then the bad person, then the villain standing in front of the wall going, bet you can't punch me. And him going, oh no.
But doesn't all of the rubble fall on Daredevil?
It does.
And Elektra.
And he dies, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's before season 3 of Daredevil, though.
But that still must have happened to him.
I think you're getting too nitpicky.
They addressed that in season 3.
Danny Rand's, I can't stress this enough, Danny Rand's Iron Fist has been looked at, and Kevin Feige says, get that shit out of my office. He wouldn't last 5 seconds.
Just everyone gets the call, like Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and poor Danny Rand is just sitting there waiting for the phone to ring. He sees all the Instagram posts.
We're doing the 3 members of the Defenders. Yes.
And introducing Mark Ruffalo as Iron Fist.
No, they're like, we've got a new member. And he's like sitting beside the phone like, oh, they have to. We're announcing the 4th member of the Defenders for the upcoming series, Stick. Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's Nova. That's right.
A character you've never heard of.
Look, it's Shang-Chi. Why not? He's around.
Look, I'm really excited that Charlie Cox is coming back. I mean, I think he's excellent in the role, and I hope they do well. If this isn't very good, don't worry. There's the previous 3 seasons, and one of those seasons is really bad. So, I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah, it'll just be nice to see Daredevil interact with the MCU characters, which is something that everyone always wanted from those Netflix series, is more connection to the films.
I think they just wanted Spider-Man and Daredevil to be in the same room.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, because I think that's just a really cool team-up that happens all the time in the movies, in the comics, and it's a built-in, they both protect New York in certain areas, and they're both good people. and they normally get along quite well.
Yeah, they have this a very deep respect for each other.
Yeah.
And it would be lovely to see that.
And bring back Danny Rand. I hope he's the leader of the Avengers.
Okay, so bring back the dude who played Danny Rand. Maybe give him some martial arts training this time.
No, he's worse. He has
to figure it out himself on the day.
He's one guy at a time, and he struggles with the one. That's what I want from Danny Rand.
Master of Kung Fu.
Shang-Chi is like walking him through it to throw a punch.
And this is a kick.
Oh! And if I punch a wall, do I ruin New York? Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Every time.
So we're moving on to our next bit of live action movie news, Shaun, because we have an animated TV show from the 80s and 90s is being redone in a live action movie. That is
Magilla
Voltron.
Gorilla. Oh, okay.
Voltron, Shaun.
Voltron?
Yes.
I don't remember any of Voltron. I watched it a lot as a kid. I had a Voltron back in the day.
I was more Power Rangers. I had the Megazord.
You had the Megazord. We couldn't have been friends, clearly. Okay. But this is awful. This is immediately awful.
I like how you went, okay, and then immediately thought about it.
Because, one... They remade the Voltron cartoon like 5 years ago.
Yeah, like 2011, I thought.
Yeah. It's like 5 years ago. 2011.
Yeah, 5 years ago. That was 2017. No, wait.
But then, like, now they have to do transforming like robots and big robot fights.
Yeah.
On a TV budget, but not like back in the day where they had miniatures and lads in suits. They're going to have to CGI this.
No. It's a live action movie.
Oh, I thought it was a TV show.
No. It's a movie, Shaun. It's a live-action Voltron movie.
Oh, well, this is awful.
And it's being done by the Red Notice director.
Right.
So the director of Red Notice will be helming it. And what they're doing currently at the minute is they are putting up for a bit of a bidding war with several studios who are all bidding to get the rights to this, including Warner Brothers, Universal, and Amazon, who are said to be leading the pack. Now, it's interesting that Netflix aren't involved due to the fact that, Red Notice was on Netflix.
Yeah,
so
I thought that.
I don't really know, but it's Róisín Marshall Turber is the name of the director. He's going to write and direct it. Co-write and direct it. And it's one of those where it's a movie that reminds me heavily of the Power Rangers movie that came out a few years ago.
Just going to bring this up.
Even though the Power Rangers, I suppose, was live action when it came out, but it has the same vibe to me.
Yeah, and I think there would be the same level of care put into it. And for reference, another animated adaptation, I think around 2011 as well. Do you remember Dragon Ball Evolution?
Yes.
That's like Dragon Ball is Toei, which is the same company as Voltron is from.
Yeah.
So they could learn all the lessons in the world, or it could be exactly as good as Dragon Ball Evolution.
I hope it's at the same level.
Do you though? Are you going to watch this anyway?
Look, I feel like, to me as a Power Rangers kid, to me I'm like, why are all those robots joining together? That's what the Megazord does. But at the same time, we have a lot of movies these days. Giant robots fighting each other is just, it's got to be pretty cool, surely.
Yeah, but surely we have enough of those good movies, though. And this is going to be giant robots in space, I suppose. But Transformers isn't that good.
It's going to be Transformers, basically.
They're basically going to make Transformers, and I think it will be modelled off of those Transformers movies, which is the issue.
I can see why a studio would want to do this. Voltron is Transformers and technically Power Rangers, so you have someone that controls each one, and then you get to cast 5 actors instead of just one actor. It's you get 5 Shias for the price of 1 for each member of the robot.
But we learn things about the characters and the robots throughout the run of the series.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can fast track all of that in what will be an hour and 45-minute film.
But did you not feel connected to Shia and Bumblebee?
Not particularly.
What about them? What that multiplied by 5?
Yeah, imagine just a load of people you don't care about flying into terrible-looking space.
I think this could make money. This is going to make lots of money.
I think this is one of the last IPs left that still has that weird intersection of childhood nostalgia and not having a live-action movie.
Are they running out? What's left?
What, like, there's a bunch of anime, but like they're not going to touch that, surely.
No, they're scared. They're scared to touch that.
Yeah, so like maybe it is like Magilla Gorilla and like the old Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Because they are also doing He-Man. He's getting a live action as well.
Yeah, so I don't know, Captain Caveman? That would be... Actually, I would watch a Captain Caveman live action.
Captain Planet hasn't got a live action yet.
Oh, that's a very good point.
And
John Cena should play Captain Planet.
We need him now more than ever, to be honest.
You know, we do. I think maybe it's too real. Maybe it's like it's too close to the bone at this point.
The movie is literally Captain Planet comes back. He's like, "Don't worry, kids, we'll save it." And then someone looks at their phone, going, "Ah, it's too late. We're fucked."
This doomsday clock is fucking ticking on by. What if he comes back and he's just like it's just like 90 minutes of the original voice actor for Captain Planet just talking to the audience, being like, we had a TV show made to warn you about
We
this.
told you, motherfuckers. We fucking told you.
We entertained you and we educated you.
Did you hear that tune? We had a serious old tune on it and nobody listened.
He just goes around like walking around the beach just pointing at plastic that's everywhere. What's that? What's going on there?
What are you talking? Tell me now. Give me the excuse you're going to come up with now. What the fuck is this? Picking up little pieces of plastic like to you at home.
Yeah. And and it's like, I'm sorry, guys. Are you going to do anything about this, or should I just turn back into 5 kids?
Sorry, I didn't realise you told me to go fuck myself because what the fuck is this on the beach, huh?
Just, lads, you've ruined it. You've ruined it for everyone.
Did you just put that bottle in the normal bin?
It's not hard, Jerry. It's not hard.
You've just beaten normal people.
You're either fucking ignorant or you're just fucking thick.
And Jerry's like, sorry, I just had a tough day at work. Well, that's not a fucking excuse, Jerry. Right, we've all had tough days.
Do you know what I've been doing? For 20 years?
Did you see that doomsday clock? I'm up to me fucking eyeballs in stress here, Jerry.
We have 1 second left on I'm the lad holding that back. Okay? Now you go back to your fucking job at the ice cream factory, Jerry. And you tell your
shitty little job with your shitty little friends who are killing me, Jerry. You're killing me.
Sorry, Søren, what do you do? Oil refinery. You work at the oil refinery.
Oh, lads. It's like rubbing his temples. Oh, lads.
He just goes, fuck it, just to shut it down, start some forest fires. He stabs Smokey the Bear in the chest.
Oh, man. Look, I'm not saying Voltron might work, but I feel like a Captain Planet live action of that might actually work better.
Just a really disgruntled and jaded Captain Planet.
He's just pissed off. He tried his best, but we're fucked.
Look, I don't think Voltron will work. I will probably watch this and be like, oh, this is awful, but I'll enjoy myself watching it.
Okay. Shaun, we're going to finish off Movie Mondays this week having a chat about The Batman.
Oh.
Now, it's a little known movie that we've been talking about non-stop, it feels like, for months. But during the week, Matt Reeves, the director, dropped a little bit of a clip. I don't know if you've seen it, Shaun.
I did see this, and I thought, Connor's going to hate this.
The Batman meets Barry Keoghan's Joker in a deleted scene, which Matt Reeves released, I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't quite remember. But it's basically a scene that was in the original movie, and then they cut it out of the film itself, and now they're releasing it now so we can all see Barry as the Joker, Shaun. I thought it was important we covered this, as Barry's biggest fans.
Patron saint of the podcast, Barry Keoghan. I
was reading in an Irish magazine this week, they were like, we're just more proud of him because he doesn't actually know anyone in Hollywood. He's not, there's no nepotism. He's just somehow the Joker, and he's just some Irish lad.
Yeah, he's just excelled and wandered into success. It's great.
And we don't even know what to do. We're like, wait, his uncle isn't famous, right? No, he's He just wanted to be an actor, and now he's the Joker. It's fucking weird.
It's fucking mad. It's the Colin Farrell effect. It's just like he just kind of came from nothing and just became a great actor.
So, Shaun, I wanted to ask you your opinion. You've seen the clip, I'm assuming. I think it's like 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Barry Keoghan's Joker meeting Pattinson's Batman?
First off, I'm glad this wasn't in the film.
Yes.
Because I think that it's too much. It's a weird narrative, and it kind of draws focus. In terms of him as the Joker, I like the look that they've gone for. It's much more kind of disfigurement that they've gone for. Like he's got like, he looks like a man that fell into a vat of chemicals, basically. Like his skin is peeling off, he's losing hair, his mouth's all fucked. So I like that stuff. I'm amazed they let him keep the accent. Like, he's so Irish.
But I think there's a little bit of an accent there. Like, I think Barry's going for something, but I think we're just probably more sensitive. Our ears
we're
are more
picking up on it.
Yeah, there is a bit of a lull, an Irish tinge in what he's saying.
Yeah, is
it a hate crime if the Joker has Irish accent with that green hair?
There is a comic panel where Joker says he's Irish, so maybe.
The bastard.
But look, I'm not sure how I feel about that relationship that they have. I like the idea of Batman speaking with the Joker, but I like that after 10 years of them knowing each other. I don't like that in year 2.
Yeah, I think I kind of fall around the same. I'm like, it's a really cool idea, and it's something that we've seen in the comic books loads of times. That, I mean, you've got this fucked up character, whoever is murdering the Riddler in this movie, but it could be anybody. So there's somebody going around murdering people around Gotham. Batman is like, who's the most fucked up person I know? And he goes like Criminal Minds him. Like, he's like, okay, well, who's the person that could get into his head the most?
Yeah.
So he knows the Joker, so he goes and has a chat with him. I really like that it was like, oh, it's our anniversary. And it wasn't mentioned what happened, it's just assumed that this is what happened.
It's quite like Clarice and Hannibal Lecter kind of a deal.
Basically. And I love that idea that Joker is he's just trapped there, and Batman comes to him and is like, do you know anything about this? Because you're the most fucked up person I've ever met.
Yeah.
And so what does this guy mean? Once again, it's one of those where, like, it's kind of like a pre-Joker. He's not full Joker yet. He's kind of like halfway there. As I said, they're both in their first year, so they're both babies.
You know what? That's true as well. Yeah. So like, I can totally see like that Joker in like, a purple and green tailored suit. That's going to look really fucked up and weird, and I love that.
Yeah. Now, this kind of all comes back to the point of, and I've talked about in the Batman review, is I didn't want the Joker anywhere near this movie or anywhere near this property. The issue is, I feel like the Joker's going to be maybe the villain in the third movie. I hope it's not the fucking second movie. Jesus Christ.
Don't do that. Let him have some build. I'm fine with having him escape in the second movie. Like at the end, there's a breakout at Arkham. That's all that's announced, and you just hear laughter over the credits or whatever.
Yeah.
Because then it would be, once the trilogy is finished, it'd be the Joker was this shadow that was looming the whole time. And I think retroactively that would be quite cool.
Do you know what's an even cooler idea? And I don't think they'll do it because I think the money is just too strong. Never let him get out. Just have him in
just
Arkham.
Locked up.
And we come into Pattinson again, and if he's caught him again, just off screen, and he's done some real fucked up shit. And so, like, Joker's just constantly in Arkham, but he just never gets out. But he's just always in every movie for at least 60 seconds.
That's a very good point. I have a couple of follow-ups. Number one, do you think he'll show up in Gotham PD or the Arkham series that they're planning?
I think he will. I think Barry is the perfect level. Not to say like Barry is not, but I think if you cast Heath Ledger, he's too big to appear in that. Or like Jack Nicholson, he's not going to fucking appear in a streaming service. Barry, we respect. Barry knows he's the Joker. He's going to put in work. So if they ask him to be in like a streaming series, he's going to be in that.
He's kind of on board with that.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing as well, that if they want to get this off the ground, you can show Joker in one of those series. You could even show him in the Penguin series or in the Arkham series, depending on what the Arkham series makes more sense in some sort of way. I don't know. Do you show Batman catching him?
I feel like if there's any series that deals... I think because Gotham PD is dealing with year one. Is that what we...
But Gotham PD is no longer happening.
Oh, fuck, it's not!
No!
Shit!
Because they changed it to the Penguin and then the Arkham series.
Right, okay. So then, maybe the Arkham series opens up with Joker being brought in for the first time. And then it's like a time jump or something like that.
Just copy the Arkham video
Arkham
game.
Asylum, yes, please.
Just have Batman bringing him in.
And just see all these weird characters. And then Batman leaves. And then you are just in Arkham.
Yeah.
And then you get to experience that. On your escape theory, that he gets out in between movies and then just is caught again. If you watch the scene, Batman hands him the file.
Yes.
There's paper clips on it. When he hands it back, the paper clips are gone. So I think there might genuinely be like, oh, Joker got out in between movies.
I mean, you could... Go on.
Then if there's a time jump between the next one, your theory of him just breaking out in between movies every time, that has merit, and I love that idea now that you've said it.
Like, he just keeps breaking out, but we just never ever get to see him. But Batman's like, that guy's fucked. But like, there's other fucked people in Arkham as well that just keep getting out. And it would be so cool if he was there, but he wasn't there. Like, you could still get away with having the Joker in the movie, but like, you've got Clayface, and you've got Two-Face, and you've got like Man-Bat. They're all just around the place. They're the ones causing the crimes.
What if in the third movie, right? So, do the thing. And then, other people are doing crime. Joker is breaking out, being put back in, everything like that. In the third movie, Joker is causing crime around Gotham, right? He's making a menace of himself, worse than ever before. And then Bruce goes to see what happened at Arkham. How do you get out? And Joker is sitting there in a cell on his own. And it's revealed that it's Clayface who's outside and operating as the Joker. You've played Arkham City.
I mean, I have. You're just doing the Arkham games. I have a follow-up that we could just copy off Under the Red Hood. What all you have to do is you get to the third movie. Batman is running through criminals still, and everyone's everyone's terrified of him. In that movie, Black Mask, he is very angry. Well, he's angry at Red Hood in the movie, but you could literally switch it and go, nobody can stop this Batman guy. We need to get somebody to stop this fucking Batman guy. Nobody can get him. Who knows somebody? To go, I think the Joker could be the one to get him out. So Black Mask, or whoever, you fill in the gap, breaks out, the Penguin in this situation, breaks out Joker, and is like, okay, you're going to work with me, and we're going to work together to take down the Batman. And then, of course, the storyline is the Joker can't be trusted, and he's going to just kill everyone. He doesn't give a shit.
The Joker doesn't want to defeat Batman. He just wants to be entertained.
So he's going to kill all the Joker's henchmen. There's a great scene in that Under the Red Hood movie where like he asks for a glass of water, and like you have Black Mask, all his goons are in the room, like all the guys with the guns, and he just breaks the glass of water. He just slices like 3 necks, and he just starts laughing, and he's just like, oh, what are we going to do? We're going to kill the Batman. Okay, cool, let's go.
Let's do it, but I'm going to do what I want. Like that would totally work. So like there are ways to use him, but I think the studio might feel that the Joker is the only Batman villain that people really know. Like, that everyone knows and has the most appeal. I think Matt Reeves has said it's not necessarily true that the Joker will be the villain in the second one. He hasn't written it yet. But I think the studio are going to push for just Joker, especially with Barry Keoghan as the actor. They're going to push for Joker as much as possible.
It would be serious balls to hold out until the third one. Just like not to, like just to show him a little bits. Like he doesn't have to not be in the second one. Like he can be in the movie, but he's not the main villain and he's not the side villain. He's just still in Arkham until he gets out, and he's just like a ticking time bomb. You just know. And then the last trailer, or like the trailer for the third movie, I'm already planning the trailer for the third movie there, but the trailer for the third movie is literally you just put the laugh in there. and you go, oh, Joker's the villain in this
that's what they're doing. Cool. I like it.
Yeah, like I think scenes like this are cool, and they're nice to see, and just I watched it and I was like, I'm proud of Barry, because first and foremost, fair fucks to Barry, get that paycheck, get that work,
get that paycheck.
There's the Irish guy who's the Joker, so fucking hell, that's cool.
And Druig.
And Druig. But at the same time, I didn't really want Joker anywhere near this, because I just felt like they'd done everything they could. So what I want is now, I'm like tentative. I'm like, I want a little bit more, but don't have him like be the whole movie. I can't take another like Dark Knight. Just have like, because if you do it, it's just going to be the Dark Knight. Like people just go, this is just the Dark Knight.
It's going to draw comparisons from the Dark Knight. What if they announce that Joker's the villain for the second movie, right? But then they announce we're giving it an R rating. Will that affect your decision at all?
No. I think I still would say I don't like that idea. I think I can understand why that would be cool. I think that's a cool, but I just feel like, why would you're killing yourself? Like, let's do a sequel to a great Batman first movie, and let's have the Joker be the villain, and we're going to do that whole plot of the Joker. Like, why would you be like, yeah, let's copy off one of the best movies of all time, and let's do the same thing, and just like make comparisons really easy.
That is a very good point. But what if we had Bane in the third one?
Like, I don't understand. Why would you do that? You're literally just shooting yourself in both feet. Just be like, let's copy the same movie again, but we'll make it, because we couldn't possibly do the same thing, so we'll make it slightly worse, and ultimately that'll make this movie look terrible in comparison.
So what I'm getting from this is, Connor, you don't want the Joker as the villain in the second movie, maybe even at all.
I don't want them to. I don't. To be honest, if they can do the whole trilogy without having the Joker as the villain, I think that'd be really funny and also kind of cool. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, just don't do it with the second one. At least you'll skip Dark Knight like comparisons if you just wait until the third one, even just to do it.
Yeah. What if they did Scarecrow second? How would you feel about that?
I think that's pretty good, but once again, like, there's so many cool villains. Like, I think they should do a Mr. Freeze in the second.
Really?
Like, I think Mr. Freeze should be but like proper, but not Ice to See You Batman.
No,
Mr. Freeze.
But like, would that character exist in this universe, do you think?
I think you have a scientist who's trying to save his wife, and you have Pattinson, who's like, you're either on the side of good or you're on the side of evil, and this is a big grey area that he doesn't like, because this guy's stealing just to try and save his own wife.
It's true. Okay, yeah, I do. Yeah, because they did lean heavily into things can be blurred in the first.
You do Heart of Ice, but just as a whole movie.
What if they just call it Heart of Ice?
Yes, and then like you, I don't know.
Holy shit! Because Gotham's flooded, my dude.
Yeah, it's flooded. There's ice everywhere, or there's possibilities for ice everywhere.
Set it a winter. Gotham Freeze is over. Holy shit.
Like, it's all there. You have Mr. Freeze. The movie ends, and I mean, if they don't end it this way, I'm fine. But like, the movie ends where Freeze's wife, she's healed, she's good, but he's not with her. And as the show, the Batman series ends, like, you have Freeze outside looking in, as she's like in a happy relationship with somebody else, and he's like, I literally like committed so many crimes to bring her back to life.
For you.
Yeah, and she just immediately left him, because she's like, I don't know who you are anymore. Like, the man I was with before I went into my coma isn't this man at all. Like, you've gotten pure evil.
I mean, it's a fair point. It is a fair point. That could work. Yeah, you're right. They've not explored a tenth of the great Batman villains that there are, so it would be nice if we didn't just get Joker straight away. As a scene, I think it's quite neat.
Just on the one scene, it's neat. Nice to see it. Let's just leave it.
Let's leave it at that.
I hope they release a few more deleted scenes, because I think it's just nice to just have them there. They don't even have to be in the film.
No, and they don't have to be canon. Like, that's why they were deleted, you know. Yeah. So just nice little vignettes of what Batman got up to.
The original movie was like 4 hours long. There's got like another 50 of these. So
it's just going to draw it out further if you kept adding them in.
But yeah, I think that's it for this week's Movie Monday, Shaun.
What a week of movie news, Connor. Would you like me to take us out?
Yes, please.
thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We will be back on Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, then Friday with Hero or Zero, and then next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. As mentioned, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. And if you want to support us over there, that's a really good way to help out the show. You also get a shout out. So massive thanks goes out to Waffles, professional ghost killer. It's a difficult job, but someone's got to do it.
Sure.
Ciara Lawler, David Clarke, Ed Ball, Joe Burney, Róisín the Wife Palmer, Ryan Right Time Evanson, Shaun Grow Your Mo for a Bro Jamieson, Dominic, Jessiah Florida Gal Green, Anna Hjelmroos, Lil Dicky, the lads turned their stories into motion pictures and made millions, McGrew, Danny McLaughlin, Ray, I Can't Believe Wanda Did This, Sammy DeLucia, and Michelle Brown. Thank you all for the continued support. You're all amazing. Hope you enjoy the X-Men review that goes up tomorrow. It's a movie I saw a lot, so it was nice to talk about it on the show. But other ways to support the show, as mentioned, we do have a merch store, and that is heroesforhire.ie/shop. I'll have you all know.
Oh my god.
So head on over there if you want t-shirts and hoodies and all that kind of good stuff. Other ways then, Twitter is at Heroes for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Devilment's discussion group, or Heroes for Hire Podcast on Facebook. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
I think that's about it, Colin.
I think so. So I've been Ciara Lawler.
I've been Shaun.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.